there are two things in neutrality. You have the law and you have the neutrality policy.
Right.
There are two different things. The law is clearly defined.
Right.
And also you cannot, your neutrality has to be acknowledged by others.
Yes.
It's international conventions defining what is neutrality.
Right.
And you have some neutral countries giving up neutrality.
Right.
Happening in the north of Europe.
Right.
And then you have neutrality policy. How do you politically what do you make with neutrality? These are two different things. It's a topic, I would say, from a public diplomacy perspective, from our approach, so for not commenting on the political decisions in Switzerland that belong to politicians. Our job is not to tell them what to do. Of course, it's their job.
Right.
Our job is to measure sometimes consequences of it.
Yeah.
And to explain what it is.
Yeah.
And if we take it, but neutrality is more an identity question of Switzerland. If you ask Swiss people, neutrality is it's an important topic.
It's in the DNA here,
right? DNA. But if you ask people, you might have different definitions of what is neutrality. If you ask Swiss people on the streets, they would all say, most of them would say it's important.
Right.
How do they understand? What do they?
Right.
The label things around neutrality might be different.
Right.
And there will be a votation. About neutrality, so it's a national topic,
right?
And we only active abroad. So our job is more abroad for people. If you take concretely about Ukraine, the neighbors' country have been criticizing Switzerland for not exporting weapons or not allowing re-exportation of weapons that have been bought by others.
Right.
They don't really care if it's neutrality or not. They do care. Can I re-export weapons? So neutrality, so if we explain it by neutrality or by anything else, is less relevant to them. What's important for them is if they can or not, or are they going to buy Swiss weapons or not? So the reasons why, it's more national, it's more domestic. It's a domestic question. For others, it's another one. So how do we explain to others why we're not giving weapons to Ukraine? And to say, we're doing a lot in Ukraine. Demining, Switzerland has a leader role in Ukraine, acknowledged by the Ukrainians themselves that Switzerland is doing a lot in Ukraine. We had in Bürgenstock last June peace conference about Ukraine. Of course, the result of the conference, but nobody was expecting peace after 2 days of conference. Switzerland is great, but not that. But the fact that you had all these countries meeting in Switzerland showed that they trust Switzerland. It's part of a process. History will tell. But nonetheless, so it means it's not that we're not doing anything for Ukraine. On the contrary, we're doing a lot. The SDC, so the Swiss Development and Cooperation Agency, is investing a lot. We're really doing things for Ukraine, which was a political decision. But indeed, we're not giving them weapons. But nonetheless, we say, okay, we're gonna. So Switzerland will chair OSCE next year. And it's an organization where you have many, many countries, including Russia. And the fact that we are Swiss means for OSCE, everybody has to agree on the chairman. Switzerland has been deciding a very specific moment because the majority, if not everyone, I think it's everyone has to agree on the chairman. And in this particular moment, this is because we are Switzerland that we can have that position. And I think obviously it needs Switzerland to be in that position. So in that sense, we explain how to change. We do explain that, of course, we have this neutrality question. And my job is not to hide it. It belongs to the Swiss people. So I'm not faking it. This is ready. Yes, indeed. Our neutrality has some consequences. And indeed, we're not exporting weapons. But so we acknowledge, so we agree on that.
There are other things.
But there are other things. We explain why. And then we give value to other things we do. And then at the end of the day, if people disagree, it can happen. Sometimes country can disagree. At least they should. Once I made a joke in a meeting, I say, hate us, but know why. I don't want, our mission is not for people to hate us, but in a complicated context, complex moment, we can disagree, and we can deeply disagree with some other countries. But our job is at least that people know why they do. So at least do not disagree with us for wrong reasons. Based your disagreement on facts. And there's a moment where what we can provide are facts.
Right.
It's okay. And then afterwards, if on certain topics we disagree,
it's interesting. I mean, my take on that has always been that the people still have opinions,
which is good.
Everyone here in Switzerland can take a stand on an issue like that, right? But the country itself has a role to play, and if it wants to play this role, it needs to be seen as impartial and open to this whole idea, coming back to a deliberate approach to getting people to talk to each other around the table. I mean, only Switzerland can do that, really.
Yeah, it belongs to the people too.
Yeah.
In the sense that, again, it's interesting because if it was a pure marketing agency from private sector, I could tell the government, if you want to be loved, you should do that. But thanks God, this is not the case.
Right.
The decision belongs to the people,
right?
Which means to the parliament,
right?
Who's electing the government, so the Federal Council.
Right.
And I wouldn't say we go with the flow, but our job is to explain, translate, package decisions, sovereign decisions from a country.
Right.
But it's very healthy. So first of all, it's a political decision.
Yeah.
And then we measure. So part of what we do when we measure our image abroad in the media and so on, it means we make reports.
Yeah.
And say, okay, that decision of the government has been covered by the media abroad in that way. Factual, negative, positive, and so on.
Right.
So we do inform.
Right.
But the job of a government is on the long run to keep in mind what the mission is, not to be people pleaser and to react as soon as possible and to react to everything that is said by a foreign government and so on. Switzerland, we're not slow. We just, again, we take time. And we know that if you react too quick, then you have, what do you do with your decision? You need some overview, you need more meta approach. It's not no good in nothing, but it's just like, especially nowadays where things are moving so quickly, sometimes if you run after each and everything, you're losing your point.
Right.
And this is why these people are elected.
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, the government, its job is to preserve Swiss interests in the long run.
Yes.
And to mirror the will of the people.
Yes. And it does it very, very well.
I say if you look at numbers, I could maybe agree, disagree on some, but the fact is they're elected. We have a government where the 4 biggest parties are represented.
Yes.
We have a parliament representing with a federal state, so we have, again, that's interestingly, it's very similar to the US systems with the 2 chambers. And you have, for instance, the Council of State, you have Zurich having 2 elected Ständerate, and you have cantons 10 times or 15 times smaller, having the same number of people. It's the same as the Senate in the US.
Yes.
And this is a very balanced approach. So it means the biggest cantons, like Vaud, Geneva, Basel, Zurich, gave up some of their power. When they defined in 1848 the new constitution of the country. And we have the same constitution in 1848. It's a stable one. And it takes compromise between the different parties. They have to find solution. The government, they're meeting every Wednesday or Friday during the parliamentary sessions. The 7 of them, they meet and they do the job. And they do a job where, again, 4 parties. So it's a very balanced things, and they have to agree on what to do.
So it's brilliant system.
It's less spectacular than some other ones.
Thank goodness.
But I must say, so when I say boring is the new sexy, I mean it. It might appear boring because you don't have show off, and we don't have so many leaks, and you don't, compared to the countries, Switzerland Tourism had a lovely campaign with Roger Federer and Robert De Niro a few years ago about there's no drama.
I remember that.
There are some, the pressure is there. Of course, the world is, it's shaking a bit at the moment. But nonetheless, the appearance of boldness is maybe a key asset nowadays, when you have other countries having every 5 minutes new elements, communication and so on, and each country is its own. So I'm not even just saying it's interesting to be Swiss.